Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
Yo, everybody, it's the Overrider. So let's get to it. Bring the pain!
What's up, everybody? It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you and Dr. Roto this week. I got Dan in the side cart. We're both driving down the lane, speeding out of the Fight Club of Pain, and we're ready to bring the pain. Ooh, yeah. What's up, Dan? How you doing?
What's going on, buddy? How are you?
Woo! I'm a little jacked up this week. Of course, next week we're going to give up a little bit. I'm going to be fighting Saturday, so if you're part of the Dr. Roto network or you join Dr. Roto using code word DOC, then next week you won't get as many bets on Saturday. But if you're in Erie, Pennsylvania, you can come watch me fight. Yeah, dude. It means I get to see you next week. I get to see you.
You do. I get to drop off the little one.
I know. This is going to be a great time, man. They're just all jacked up. You got pig roast this week. You got any plans this weekend?
Not that I know of, man. I've been so busy with work that we haven't made plans.
Yeah. It's hard to do that with the work and getting everything going right now. It just sometimes it's like we are appreciative of our jobs, but sometimes they get in the way of life. Like sometimes we have a lot of fights to watch because we got a bunch of soup cans on this card, regardless of what people think. I mean, we got soup cans.
It's the Campbell's factory. It's the Campbell's factory.
And we're not talking chicken noodle versus chicken stars, people. This is like tomato soup versus like
cream of chicken. Versus cream of chicken.
I'm trying to make nothing out of it. Just gravy. It's just gravy. But it is an exciting card. A little one-sided for a lot of ways. So this is like one of those cards that can either just go where you hit everything or you don't. I mean, last week was great, 8-4 for me, 6-3 for the Fight Club. You were 5-4, coming off, a 3-3 and then a 5-0 week. Dude, we've been hitting it. Our money line bets have been hitting it, man. It's just been a fun ride, dude. But
I've had fun.
And I think that the best thing about this is that finally we're getting a lot more fighters that are maybe above the soup can level. And we don't have to do so much research on them anymore because we already seen them fight. And that's going to be one of the fights that we're going to talk about. We're going to cover 4 fights this week. We'll try to keep it a little shorter than last week. Of course, last week being a huge event, 3:15. But I think I sent a rant coming on. Somebody wants to bring the pain. Dan, you got the news. I know you know. All the big news hit this week. We got all the fights announcements. We got Islam dropping the belt, moving up to fight JDM. Like JDM is just some kind of transitional champ, right?
Which that's what they're trying to. That's what they're trying to make him be. That's all it is. That's all it is.
It almost makes you think that And I a few of the shows that I watched this week, and again I said it up on my podcast that, and you said it last week that if Muhammad tried to box with JDM, that he was going to lose. That happened. But Muhammad's boxing did look good. What did you think about that?
His stand-up looked good. His boxing looked sloppy. I mean, that's just all there is to it. His stand-up looked good. He hit him with the leg kicks and the body kicks, and he followed up. But when it was just hand-to-hand, he got pieced up and he lost. And I warned everybody about it last week.
You did. And regardless of that, I thought that he would be able to take him down. And guess what? JDM got taken down and got right back up. So that right there just shows you sometimes, like we always talk about it, what's better, the boxer or the wrestler? If the boxer can hit the wrestler up and the wrestler can't really defend it or get the takedowns, boom, wrestler loses. But then we see a fighter on this card that we're going to talk about fought an actual wrestler, got outboxed by an actual wrestler, lost in everybody's eyes, but still got the win last time. So I think a lot of people know who we're getting at. But man, that to me right there is what justifies and what makes UFC DFS sometimes a little more unique than either baseball or football, because football you build a whole lineup. This you literally only we got 12 fights this week, so you only have that's if all the fights go. You never know, somebody could drop
Yeah.
out. But when you look at all the fights, you only have so many fighters. So the DFS contests are really tight. So even playing a 50-50, you got to be on your nuts. So it's like,
Yeah.
let's say and you learned that last week, the last 2 weeks, with our Fight Club Invitational, just trying to get you acclimated with DFS. Here you go. You put up 540. It was 540 some points 2 weeks ago. And then I get the 540 last week. It's what we're doing.
And with the rant, I'll save that for another time, man.
You're not trying. He's trying to save the rant for 317. He is pissed.
I just don't want
that Topuria is going up against Oliveira for the belt when other people like Patty, et cetera, have all been overlooked just because somebody won one fight with his belt, Topuria, and gets literally the shot at the next belt that was vacated by his boy Islam to go beat up on JDM, dude.
I agree. I completely agree with that. And how many fighters did I list you that deserve that shot more than Topuria?
I mean, you threw everybody out. You threw what, Tarasenko or whatever? You threw him out. Sorry, I jumped that name up.
I'm looking it up. Hold on.
It's literally like right there for me, because I'm right here. So we got right here. So
Amor Tasukian, man.
Tasukian.
Does Dana White forget that Tarsukian beat the brakes off of Charles Oliveira? Beat the brakes off. Yeah, he beat the brakes off of Charles Oliveira, but Charles Oliveira is fighting for the title.
Yeah. And I mean, no disrespect. I mean, we both love Oliveira, right? But at the same time, if Sarukin can get that title shot, why did he didn't even get brought up? That was the funny thing. And then again, going back with Holloway, Poirier, Hooker. I mean, I know Hooker is still hurt coming out, but Patty. I mean, these are all your top peoples. I mean, I'm not even saying like that any of them deserve to take Charles' spot, but some of them deserve to take Charles' spot. But at the same time, I liked your theory saying Topuria needed to fight somebody. So if Topuria
in the lightweight division, because granted, he beat Max Holloway at featherweight, a depleted Max Holloway that just fought Justin Gaethje 4 months before.
Yes.
At 155.
Yep. Had a nice.
Okay. And then before that, he beat another featherweight. Or no. He beat Volk, right? He knocked out Volk.
Mm-hmm.
We get it. Volk was coming off of the devastating knockout he took by Makhachev.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So
on less than 3 months, he got knocked out. He's back in there with Ilya.
Yeah.
So take those 2 fights away. Who did Ilya beat?
Yeah. And you when you add that all together right there, even if you would have had him come in and say take Poirier, or I already know Holloway's already got his match set, so we're not worried about that. But even you could have got someone like Fiziev to take this fight, and I know that people go Topuria is way out of Fiziev's level. Yeah, I get it. Okay, and
at 150, at 155, is he? We've seen Ilya fight at 155 one time, and he got rocked in the first round. Did he win the fight? Yeah, he won the fight, but he got rocked.
Yeah, and I think that would have been a good step way. And I'm not saying Fiziev would be the way, but I mean Gaethje, he should definitely get that shot right there because he's ready after that. I mean, him and Fiziev had a great fight, but Gaethje left that fight practically not so badly untouched. So he's definitely healed up by now. He definitely can get back in that ring. So any of these guys would have been a perfect guy to actually match up with him before the final. And maybe have Sarukian and Oliveira go for the title.
That's what should happen. That's what should happen.
And what happened?
And Uncle Dana gives his his little
the money
his cash cow the title shot.
Yeah, and I referred this back to like when NXT brings up, when they give up their title and they get to go in the Royal Rumble, or they get a shot at the WWE Championship and stuff like that. But that's wrestling. That's kind of scripted in some ways. We cover that. Yeah, but at the same time, when you flip back to this, there's a ranking system. And
they don't mean nothing.
It doesn't. It's all about who wants to fight who. And I guess I got that too at my last tournament when there was nobody that wanted to fight me, and then a 19-year-old stepped up. So,
well,
I guess it's like, go on.
I mean, in the UFC, it's about who Dana wants Dana to fight. It's not about anything else.
Yeah. And you did see that he did say that Jones and Aspinall will happen. He said that. So I'm like, okay, can we just get that? Because I know that Joe. I think this is all a stall technique, because Jones already told us he wants 6 months.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
We're looking at like October, November, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's the fight that needs to happen. Aspinall is the longest reigning interim champion ever.
Yeah. What do you do, man? I mean, hey, we're fans. We just want some of these fights. We want them to make sense. It doesn't have to make sense, but if we're gonna get this fight, we're gonna get that. And I think that it overlooks Pantoja and Kai Kara France too, because I felt that should have been a main event, but now we have a vacated title as a main event. But I would have liked to see that as a main event, So hopefully, what's that?
Go ahead. I was going to say, my thing is, on that whole card, why not have a tournament?
Yeah.
Have a lightweight tournament.
Yeah. Dude,
make the top 6 lightweights fight each other. 1 and 6, 2 and 5. Yeah, and just keep going down.
Yeah, and the thing is you could have did this. You could have made this fight. You could have put Taporia on here with one of those other guys. Put Pantoja Kai at the main event, because you have a massive fight in the flyweight bout when you have Ravel versus Kopp. I mean, I love Manel Kopp, and we know that that we've already won money off of him. I mean, this is a 1 versus 6 match in the prelims. That should be on the main card.
Dana White does not like the lighter weight classes, man.
Yeah. We'll all get there and we'll get it. But, there's some reals. I mean, we have Moicano coming back against Darush. And, I mean, that's the same. Like you said there should have been like a tournament. We'll have to, like, some of these guys are already fighting. So why don't we just wait till next time? But
why even have a ranking system if you're just going to handpick the number 1 contender? Here, you fight.
Yep, there you go. Oh man, dude. Wow. So that's it. So everybody that's new or is returning, again, if you guys want to talk, throw in comments. That's greatly appreciated. We try to make sure, like, if we could get to them. We have the thing. We're going to be covering 4 fights of the main card. We're going to just focus on that. Of course, like usual, we will give out bets along the way, parlays along the way, bold picks at the end, and a DFS lineup. We might talk a little bit NFL schedule. Who knows? Dan's got the Steelers. I got the Rams. So, we might pull that up and then look at, just do a quick run through, see what we got. We already know that, like, dude, the Bills, I mean, we'll get to UFC, but, man, the Bills' 5th weakest schedule. Literally, one of the best teams last year got the 5th weakest schedule, man. Oh, dude, it's like a gateway. But everybody's here for bets in UFC, man. We'll talk a little football right before we give you those DFS bets at the end of the match. All right, so let's get it. We have Rodolfo Bellato versus Paul Craig. Oh, jeez. Can't talk to us, man.
All right. So Paul Craig's coming in with his 20th UFC fight. And out of those 20 fights, he is 9-9-1, which means he is the most average fighter I've ever seen, just like this card.
This card.
So his last fight, he was against Bo Nickel, and I fell asleep because it was a snooze fest because both those guys are bums in my opinion.
We learned that. RDR, thank you.
Dude, he refuses to strike. All he wants to do is grapple, and dude, and when he does strike, he gets battered on the feet, just like he did against your boy from the Fighting Nerds, and he got whooped by Baral.
Yeah, and he's of course one of the better Fighting Nerds, of course.
Yeah,
but it didn't matter. He got whooped. I mean,
yeah.
the only thing that Paul Craig is good for is a little bit of prayer and a nice little walkover. I mean,
He
now
loves to hug. He loves to hug. You forgot about.
I mean, you got your takedown average at 1.52. Of course, you got your accuracy at 20. That's kind of a bummy. I mean, that sounds like me trying to take somebody down as a karate dude, right? A 20. Dude, a 20. If that was a Madden rating, it would look like this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a stumble. His takedown defense, 37. You know what really doesn't really help in this is that Bellato has a 100 takedown defense.
All right, so on the other hand, Bellato, on the feet, man, he has the biggest advantage on this card. He's going to look to keep it standing, and I think he's going to piece him up because he has good power, and he has the better stand up of the two, man.
I agree with that, and I'll throw in this too. So when you look at, and I know that a lot of people that aren't fighters wouldn't know this, and other people that look at fights theory and things like that wouldn't know this, but when you're landing 2.52 punches per minute, but you're absorbing 3.03, that kind of tells me you're a counterpuncher, right?
Yeah.
So, right? Am I wrong?
Oh, either that or you're just getting beat up every fight.
The 9 losses, right?
Yeah.
The 9 losses.
Yeah, the 9 losses.
But what's crazy is that Bellato throws 6.28. So we're looking at this is going to be an outstanding amount of punches, which means that the first round knockout, second round knockout is clearly live in this. And Bellato is a huge necessity on DFS because you can mark me wrong on this one because I did not start the UFC journey until after the Super Bowl. But as of right now, since we have started the Fight Club of Pain, this is the first time on a card that the main event, the favored in the main event, is the most expensive fighter.
Yep.
So it got close last week. But this right now, this is a huge advantage. He cost a lot of money. I think it was 97 or 9,800. So we're going to get you your DFS lineups as well too. So when we're looking at that, right, you see all that money that Bellato's 94. Okay, so I was right. Morales is 97. So when you're looking at that overall, that it's going to be hard because as of right now on DK, you're going to have at least two or three underdogs because they have so many people over 9,000 right now that you're not going to get one of the favorites. And that's where DFS makes you choose the underdogs, which is why we talk about the underdogs as well too and what they play. So, dude, I'm for it. So who do you got winning?
So I got Bellato just putting a whooping on him and knocking him out in the first round, man.
Knockout one. I agree with that as well too. I will say this, my 5-tastic picks are not out. Bellato is one of them. So you can already see that Bellato is most likely going to get the under 2.5 because the distance on this, it's a negative 650 to go the distance, people. And I know that a lot of you know that. So there's going to be hardly any money because when you do Bellato and no distance together, you're only getting, well, because of my other bets in there. So you're only going to get a negative 305. So for me right there, that's just okay. Is it easy money? Yes, but there's other money to be played. So when we go to Dan's first round knockout, of course, Bellotto first round is a 185. I like it. If we go down to his combos, of course, the knockout 1 and 2, it goes to a negative 115. The second and third is a 250. So if you want to make money on this fight, you're going to have to hope for it to go to the second round. Or if you go up, if you go knockout or points, it's a negative 280. So you could honestly just do knockout or points with Bellotto, which right now would be a little better than you rolling that negative 305 for Bellotto in the under. Because if for some reason it does go the distance and Bellotto wins, you're going to lose that parlay. But if you go points Bellotto, knock out Bellotto, then you're going to get your negative 280 that I just said there, right? That was negative 280. And that I think is the best way to make money other than throwing in that first round knockout with the plus 115, following it up with the 1 and 2 with the 1 negative. But if you're going to play the 1 and 2, then play the 2 and 3 because it's worth the throw in for the plus 250 as well too, and just hope for that second round fight, right? Man.
I agree.
Woo! Man, it's good. Let's move along, right? And again, people, you got questions, spit them, spit them. I have everything right in front of me. You want to know the inch reach, we can do all that, but I'm just trying to save you all time and give you the bets. The same way Dan's just like, yo, that guy's crazy, he talks a lot. So he's just, the less he talks, the more he talks, we all win money. We all
That's right.
win.
That's right.
Dustin Stolfus versus No Sultan Ruziboyev. Woo! Dan, bring it.
All right. Stoltzfus. He's an average striker.
Mm-hmm.
He's a pretty good wrestler. He has no real good qualities that I could talk about. He's a pretty average fighter. I mean, he's good when he's good. He's bad when he's bad. He does have a path to victory if he wrestles and tries to win on control time.
Mm-hmm.
But Ruziboyev, how do you pronounce it?
Ruziboyev.
Ruziboyev. Since he fought Joaquin Buckley, man, he's only fought soup cans like this guy.
Yep.
He's
a big dude.
He's a big for a middleweight, man. Big for a middleweight. He has power in both his hands. Mm-hmm. He's going to want to rely on his distance because wrestling's not really his forte. He got taken down a lot by Buckley.
Yep.
And Stoltzfus is going to want to try to take him down. Yep. That's his only path to victory in my eyes.
And I agree with that too, because even though Stoltzfus has slightly better, so his 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 for the submission is a 1,000 and a 1,500. Where you have Ruziboyev, we have him at a plus 850 and a plus 1,600. Now a lot of people have been actually focusing on the fact that before he got to the UFC, and that is Ruziboyev, before he got there, that he was wrestling and he was tapping people, but since he's got here, he's been using his hands a lot. So, but you bring that up because Buckley was able to take him down a lot. And so that means that he almost feels like he almost abandoned it. But again, this is another one of those fights that is kind of close, but you can see ending with a knockout, because right now, like the 1 to 2 knockout combo for me, again, it's a very low line because FanDuel, I know you're watching us, but you got a plus 115 on the 1 to 2, and you got a plus 310 on the 2 to 3. I don't know if Ruziboyev gets that first round knockout. I think this is a later one. Do you think that happens, or do you just think this Stoltzfus is just a Stoltz?
No, I agree with you. I think Ruziboyev is gonna. I think he's gonna win by third round TKO.
Third round TKO. I like that too. And again, if you look at the knockout in points for Ruziboyev, it is a negative. What did I just see that at? It's a negative 210. So that right there, points, distance, cover yourself, get a little money on the side. And then what's going to be nice is we know that the later that these knockouts go, that it actually flips back. So the round 3 knockout for Ruziboyev would be 1,000. And I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that. And I'm going to take, like I said, the 2 to 3. Because, again, last week, we're only hitting plus 500s, plus 100 for a submission. We're hitting these. And it's fun that me and maybe half the industry or whatnot may have suggested these numbers. But at the same time, it doesn't make money like the previous week when we hit the plus 2,300 on RDR and the plus 2,600 on Rodriguez. So we had to say it with our chest to make sure that we get those numbers in. But at the same time, the numbers aren't there right now. They weren't there the last week, which led to a lot of the DFS lineups only being cash lineups. And then at the same time, it wasn't there this week. So that's why we say that you got to consume as much possible information, but you also have to look at the sportsbook. You also have to look at the DFS slates and see where they're going with that. Yes, there might be a top and a bottom. We've already talked about that. We're going to talk about that. But at the same time, everything in between, you want to play that. So again, we're flying right down. We got the 2 and 3 at the plus 310. So of course you're going to take the knockout in this as well too. Because if for some reason Stolfus can somehow get Ruziboyev off kilter, and the ref is one of those fast refs that cares about the way that the fighters like their health, then you might get that as that. So as the fight will end on a knockout alone is a negative 150. So you're low money, you're right there, you play that, you cover yourself, and that's the best way to take money in this fight, because again, we're playing up against some really small numbers. So we can say take the first round knockout, or we can take the knockout for negative 150. But say it with your chest, people. Try that third round. Try the second to third round so you can win the plus 310, the plus 1,000, and at least win a lot more money so that you can save up for football. Because when football happens, I'm going to slay this shit. You people don't even know about my football record. That's it. Yeah, wait till you see that shit. All right. Enough talking shit about my football skills in DFS because I slay slates. But who do you got winning?
Oh, I got hold on. I already said it, but I got Ruziboyev by third round TKO.
Third round. You did say it. I'm sitting here playing all these numbers while we're talking, and I'm like, what do you got? But I'm making it official. Because then that way I can get these bets in, and you got that. And again, people, hit me up on drroto.com, hit Dan up on the X, hit me up on the X, and ask us questions during these fights or whenever, because we will help you. We will say, hey, I don't know, you shouldn't play that, because I got a crazy prop that I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna play it. I'm gonna play it because we're crazy here and we need some money, and we don't need no plus 115s. So we got that in. I'm also taking Ruziboyev as well. I'm taking, of course, knockout as well. So that right there just shows you DFS. You're gonna have to get him in. And the reason why I say that is because right now he is 9,000. So if you're not gonna go the high end, then you got it. But I have a lineup for y'all. That has two $9,000 players. We might have just talked about them. All right, let's get to Sodiq Yusuff versus Myron Santos. Dude, talk about this fight.
All right, so I really like Sodiq Yusuff, man. I mean, he's tough as nails. He loves to throw the hands. He loves to stand in the middle and just stand up. Mm-hmm. He has power and speed, but he's also been out for over a year, man. Ring rust is real. And
it is. Go on.
And Santos, he has a great Muay Thai boxing style. Mm-hmm. And he's gonna want to throw those leg kicks, and he's gonna want to stay at distance with Sodiq Yusuff. He's coming off a really iffy win against Marshall.
Yeah,
it was really iffy.
Yeah.
He's younger.
I robbed a kid on that one.
Yeah, he's younger, and he's been more active than Yusuff, though. So this one's up in the air for me.
It was up in the air for me too, man. A lot, like I said, the industry and the numbers and the books are all going towards Yusuf. But Yusuf is really, he's a lot cheaper on the DFS slate, being $7,900. So it almost makes it like, we know that this fight's most likely going to go the distance. So if it's going to go to the distance, then give me that 7,900 on DK, right? And then when you give me that, at least give me 45, 50 points, bro. At least give me. And we should be able to get that because with Yusuf, over his last, of course he got knocked out against Lopez, but who does? I mean, there's a lot of people that have been locked out by Diego Lopez, but like he's got 178 strikes in a 5-round fight against Barboza, and then of course we're not going to take so much of the sub win against Shayas, whatever that is. If I said that right, but we'll look at it. His average strikes per match is around the 55 mark. So if you get a significant strike level and it's plus 40, plus 50 for Yusuf, I could definitely see you're going to be solid with the plus 40, especially with it going the distance. And you will also, if you want to be a little bold, you can go the plus 550. So, or not 550, plus 50, and then you should be able to make some extra money on your significant strikes there. So, with that being said, I have a lot of Yusuf in DFS, but like we've talked about before in the past, and I know people are going like, whoa, pass. Yes, welcome to the Fight Club of Pain. You need to cover yourself with bets, and you cover that by going on the Santos side. Now, if you want to know one of my bold calls is that Santos will get the knockout. So right now, if you do knockout in points with Santos, it's a negative 135. That's your favorite, right? If you do distance in Santos plus 145, right there, you're covered distance. If you go Yusuf, it's a plus 186. So there's your little bit of money right there. You can cover both ways. But Santos' second, third round, because Santos is more of a counterpuncher in the way that he fights, even though he is more the Muay Thai. If we go to the strikes, where I was just boom. So we got, of course, Yusuf at 5.66. We got Santos at 4.14. Of course, but Santos' defense is so good at that 70, which leads to his 2.37. And that's going to put it down to where around 2.5 to 3 significant strikes by Yusuf per minute. So right there, you're looking at about 15 significant strikes average for the Yusuf side. But what breaks me up is what that too is when you go the Yusuf 1-2, 2-3 combo for the knockout, it's a 1,000-1,400. So therefore, if you look at how the fight will end, it's a plus 2,300. So play the plus 2,300, play the money line distance for both fighters, and take a shot. Take a shot with that second to third round knockout with Santos, and maybe you can get some extra money in that. Because I think that's the best path for victory. Again, double chance is not going to be too well. Honestly, even Yusuf, his knockout and points is a plus 135. So why play that? Why play that? I mean, if you think he's going to win, play it, or just play the money line. Because right now, Yusuf, he's a plus 114. So that way you don't have to worry about the finish. You don't have to worry about that. Again, this is like you said, it's a pick 'em up. I don't even have this fight underlined. I haven't even picked a fight, Dan. What you got, man? What you got for me about it?
Dude, it's kind of a clash of styles. I'm not sure if Yusuf has what it takes to get it done by finish, but I think he does squeak it out by decision. I got Yusuf by decision.
Yusuf by decision. And this will be teaching Santos something. And I do want to say that, man, when you have a crappy fight like that and you literally go a couple months with everybody shoving it down your face, that you, a striker, a Muay Thai striker, literally got outboxed by a wrestler, by Francis Marshall. And Francis Marshall
won that fight. He won that fight.
He won that fight. He won it on the feet. He won it on the ground. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, we were both mad about that. We were both mad about that fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, dude, that was like the first real screw job I saw. I was like, are you shitting me? Again, I won from it, but at the same time, you see stuff like that go down, and that's why sometimes we'd rather have the finish than play around with the decisions that aren't going to make us any money anyway. So
Yeah.
that's what we got. Haha. All right. Man. I'm gonna kill myself on this one. No, I'm not. I'm taking Myron Santos. I am covering myself with Yusuf all across DFS because of his price and because I can't really work in Santos as much. But I'm taking Santos. I'm taking that. You literally got shut down. We know how you feel, bro. You got to come out because if you lose, then now we're just seeing you eke a decision you should have lost most likely, and now you're one. Or if you get knocked out, now you're looking at this. We're looking at a slide. So let's stop that slide now, Santos. Let's get that hit. I'm gonna pick him. If you lose this fight, then I got nothing but love for you. I got nothing but love for you. All right, let's move along. We got the main event. We got Gilbert Burns, the number 8 fighter in his division. We have Michael Morales, the number 12 in this division, on a tear. Talk about it, Dan.
All right. So starting with Gilbert Burns, man, he's a big time vet in this division, man. He has championship experience. He also has crisp boxing and dangerous submissions, man. He's slowed down lately. Father Time has caught up to him. He lost his last 2 fights, or he's lost his last 3 fights, and he loves to brawl. Loves to brawl. He will sit down. He will bite down on his mouth guard and throw with anybody.
That's right.
But Morales, man, he is the up and coming prospect with a perfect record right now. He has amazing stand up. He's not just a boxer because he cuts his angles very well to avoid damage, and he'll throw those leg kicks. He really will. He throws those nice leg kicks. He has the size, footwork, speed, and the youth advantage in this fight.
Yep. I agree with all of that, man. So this is what I got. And I'll just start out. So when I look at the numbers, the submission is not like anywhere play. But I will say this. I'm a crazy guy. And I went to that 3rd and 4th round submission because I don't know why. I feel like, hey, let's just get the feel out first round. Come on, Burns, you can last at least 2 rounds. Just give me 2 rounds. And then I know Morales is not going to finish him with a submission. But the 3rd and 4th round submission is a plus 6,000 right now. I'm just saying, throw $1 down. $1 on that. At least $1 on that. And if it doesn't happen, then you're fine. Go buy a pop and feel better, right? But if it does happen, you will be a lot better, and you will have covered everything that you put in this card, little more, and that. It all depends on that. So that's one of my crazy picks. Also, you said Burns likes to get in the middle and slug, and I know Morales is going to knock him out, right? But
Yeah.
I know he's going to do it. But Gilbert Burns round 1, 2, and 3 knockout is a plus 3,800. If this fight is gonna get and right now I think the under the rounds is a 3.5. Let's see. Yep, under 3.5 rounds is a negative 136. So this already tells me that sports books are going to already know that this fight's going to go under. So cover yourself, people. Cover, because Burns gets that knockout. You got a plus 3,800 on 3 rounds of action, and that can take anything. We have seen this happen. Even like an injury can happen, but if that happens during a punching submission or a mount, then we're getting that point. And Gilbert, like, what's so crazy about that plus 3,800 on the Burns side? Believe me, I know I'm gonna hear it. It's probably not gonna happen, but they only have him as a knockout in points is a plus 950. So that right there tells me that knockout, they don't feel is going to happen. But because this is the UFC, because this is fighting, and because at any point in any whatever, contact sport, whatever you want to call it, this is combat, right? A knockout can happen at any point. And the fact that it's a 3,800 in a main event against an up and coming, against a vet, and the vet has that, I'm down for it. That's what I got. But what do you, I mean, those are my kind of couple crazy plays that I got, and then I'll get to a couple other ones. But what do you think, man? Like, if you're looking at the 5 rounds.
So my prediction, right? So unless Morales hurts him in the first 2 rounds, I think Gilbert Burns makes this fight ugly. And I think he tries to control him. Like, he tries to hold him against the fence, and he tries to beat him up like that. I don't think he stands at distance with him. And I think it really does happen because this is the best guy that Morales has faced.
Okay.
I think Gilbert Burns loses the first 2 rounds.
Okay.
But I think he makes it ugly in rounds 3 and 4, and he eventually takes him down and gets the win by 4th round stoppage.
4th round, Gilbert Burns?
Yeah.
Woo. All right, so here's why I love this. So again, we're going to play the safe numbers, people. We already know the safe numbers. There's no money to be made on the Morales side. You have to go somewhere else. So have some fun. Right now, going off of what I just said with the first, second, third round knockout being a plus 3,800, right? 3rd round knockout for Gilbert Burns is a plus 11,000. 11,000. So all the money you're going to make this entire pay-per-view, or it's not a pay-per-view, this fight night in Vegas 106, all the money you're going to make in the cash games for your DFS, this is where you might be able to play just a little money. A quarter wins you $27.50. A quarter. You're putting a quarter on the number 8 ranked welterweight in the world that has been around, has fought some of the best people, has beat some of the best. Right?
Dude, he almost beat Chimanov,
Yes.
who was fighting for the title. He almost beat him.
And that's the thing. And that's like, again, me not being so super associated with the UFC up until now. Even me, I knew that fight happened. So that's how I know Burns. But the thing is the round 4 knockout for Burns is also 1,100. So you could just throw a quarter there, you could throw a quarter there, and you could just quarter this bad boy up. And if any of it hits, then you're good. Because the thing is the knockout for both fighters is a negative 165. This fight ain't going the distance. I know last week that we didn't think so much that the fight would go the distance. Of course, we had the over 4.5. So happily it did work out for us. But at the same time, you're getting a knockout in this fight. So if you're scared and you don't want to make too much money, get the negative 165, throw 4 units on that, and then that way that you'll be able to cover that. Because off of what Dan said, he said the 3rd and 4th rounds for the knockout is a plus 6,500 for Burns. So right there on the Burns side, you literally you don't even have to put $2 up. If any of this hits, you're easily walking away with $50. And it's under $2, people. So I know that you're going to say, I'm going to donate $2. We donate that money anyway. So why not get it? Again, you're going to win your money back. I swear you're going to win your money back. Because that's why you join Dr. Roto and you get into the Subs Only Discord. You get the MLB bets. You get the NBA bets. We have both Steves killing it in the NBA right now. Lou and Trevor and everybody else has been killing it with the MLB. My bets this week, Saturday, was lights out. Literally had 2 parlays, 1 hit, 1 miss by 1 guy. Arenado, your damn RPI, smoked me, but I had a plus 2860. I had money on that, and I should have took the cash out. That was Saturday. That won more money than I needed to for that Saturday. So I just had fun and spent it. And then Sunday was whatever it was. I didn't really get to play out too much. But again, that's why we're telling you people that you got to cover yourselves You want to have a little bit of fun? Let's have a little bit of fun, but then cover yourself with the DFS side, and that's what we'll get to, man. That's it. So you got Morale, you got Burns winning then, huh?
Yeah, I got Gilbert Burns winning.
And you're saying fourth round.
Fourth round.
Plus 11,000. And I'm going to tell you, I've listened to a lot of shows, people. Not one person has suggested that. The reason it's been written down and that Dan went even crazier is to show that we care about you making money. We're taking your quarters and trying to make you $30, $40. And at the same time, we're not having you blow your bank when you're making the other money. Yeah. You just got to love it, man. It's so much fun doing this stuff. So we could talk a little bit of NFL real quick, and then we're going to get to the DFS lineups. All we're going to do is we are going to look at the Rams and the Steelers schedule. So the Steelers 2025 schedule right now, we'll skip the preseason, right?
Yeah.
So no preseason. You guys got Jets in New York week 1. Seattle comes to Pittsburgh week 2, September 14th. Steelers, Patriots, Vikings, Steelers, Browns, Steelers. That's a win. Browns are predicted to be the worst team. You guys are going to get smoked, Browns, right? Steelers at Bengals, Packers at Steelers, Colts at Steelers, Steelers at Chargers, Bengals, Steelers, Bears, Bills, Steelers. Dude, that's a tri-state. I know. You're so lucky that's in Pittsburgh, man.
In Pittsburgh.
November 30th. You got Steelers, Ravens, Dolphins, Steelers. That Steelers-Lions game's going to be crazy. Steelers at Browns. And then, of course, the Ravens come to Pittsburgh last game of the year before the playoffs. How do you feel about that schedule, man?
So if we get a quarterback, I will be that schedule is pretty good. I don't hate it. But if we don't get a quarterback, I can see us losing the first 4 games of the season.
Yeah. And it's not going to help at the end, too, when you get Ravens at the end. You're trying to get to the playoffs. And Mason Rudolph, the Ravens defense is just going to be nasty this year. Their draft was amazing. So it's going to be hard to stop that defense if you have somebody like Mason Rudolph is that 221 touchdown, 2 touchdown guy. That's not good.
With two interceptions, though. You forgot about the 2 interceptions.
It may be a fumble. Oh man, yeah. He's going to deliver a Christmas present for you guys. But
maybe get hit with a helmet.
I've always said that his career was literally just thrown away once that whole helmet situation went down. That was just insane, and I think it marred his entire career. But then again, he didn't help it.
I mean, we brought back a guy that got benched for Duck Hodges.
Come on, get out of here with that. What are you talking about? Come on. Okay, you're right. But last year, that guy did come in for a benched player, Will Levis, and many more, and perform the best for the Titans. As a matter of fact, the Titans.
He went 6-6. He had 12 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, threw for like 130 yards a game.
All right, yeah, I know. Will Howard by week 4, right? Will Howard by week 4.
I hope it's anyone but Mason Rudolph. Anyone.
You guys.
Where's Duck at? Resign it. Resign him.
You guys are gonna bring back Josh Dobbs. That's what you guys are gonna bring back, Josh Dobbs, because he always ran that offense perfectly, and he's been on the slide since his beautiful days in Minnesota. Now we got this Josh Dobbs here. We don't need any of that right now, do we?
I'll take him. I'll take him.
I don't understand why you guys aren't trading for I know why. The Rams need a backup, but they know they need a backup, so that's why Garoppolo is still signed. But I don't understand why you guys aren't trying to trade for somebody else right now. It just feels like this is all a ploy. This is Aaron Rodgers bullshit.
It's Aaron Rodgers or bust. That's what it is.
It really is. It really is. And I'm sitting here looking at it, and this is what you're gonna give him 2 months off. You're going to sign with the Steelers here in mid-June, July? And then how's the team going to feel about that? That to me
I-
right there is exactly why people dislike Aaron Rodgers.
Dude, if he signs, he's going to sign right before OTAs.
Yep. I agree with that 100 damn percent. I agree.
Right before OTAs.
Right. And in the same time, like when I'm looking at it, this is the Pittsburgh Steelers. You're going into a season with a question mark at quarterback. Like, what? What? You got to know that. Like, go.
And we have a big question mark on the outside. Is TJ Watt going to hold out?
Yeah. I mean, but still, your defense, the way you guys have drafted this year, definitely overall, all around, you're going to be fine. But I don't think he will.
Look what happened. Look what happened the last 6 games of last season and that playoff game.
Yep.
We have zero run defense.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the fact is, you guys, even leading up to the playoffs, TJ Watt could not get any pressure at all. Nobody else was helping TJ get free. And at the same time, he just couldn't. It was almost like he couldn't get done. Okay, so Aaron Donald got to that point to where he was around 7th to the 8th year when we won our Super Bowl and stuff like that. You know, he was dominant. But then his last 2 years in the league, the double and triple teams were too much for him.
Yep.
And he knew that. And that's why he walked away at 10. I mean, he had a plan. He almost walked away the previous season as well, too. Or even after the Super Bowl, he almost walked away. But with him going into that season, that was his plan. And sometimes great players need help. And this is what the Bengals are dropping the ball with right now. Literally have the sack leader, Hendrickson, from last year. Hendrickson, I always call him Hendrickson Motors because he just sounds like he sounds like a race car. I mean, it is. We know people. But to me, he sounds like a race car guy. And so Hendrickson Motors, he runs with a motor, gets the sack. You sign everybody but the dude who's the best player on your shitty defense. Bengals. That's why you guys are going to sign Watt, or that's why you're going to make sure that you're going to take care of Watt. Watt will be there. You guys definitely had a great draft defensively. You guys got to bring it together, but you guys really need to figure out that quarterback. And if this is a Ben Roethlisberger moment where he steps in for, what was his name? Tommy Maddox.
Yep.
Steps in for Tommy Maddox, the XFL LA champion, Tommy Maddox. Ooh, yeah. How many of y'all remember that, right? Steps in for Tommy, and then the rest is history. Regardless of who hate Ben.
And goes 15-1 his rookie year.
Damn right. And nobody cared about him. Right? But in that draft, he was like my target. I was like, this guy's got the chip on his shoulder. He's the big guy. He could definitely get it. He translated to the NFL perfectly, and he became a great quarterback regardless of what anybody's feelings are out there about Big Ben. I don't care about his past, right? I've seen Kobe Bryant do some wild ass shit too, right?
Yep.
But at the same time, they're still champions. At the same time, you can't deny their skill. At the same time, you can't deny the greatness. Yeah, greatness. So let's flip it to the Rams, right? Woo-hoo.
Yeah.
Texans versus Rams. Rams versus Titans. Rams versus Eagles. Ooh, week 3 matchup right there. Colts and Rams. 49er Rams. Rams and Ravens in Baltimore. You guys will need us to beat them because you guys are going to need help if you don't get no quarterback.
Yeah.
Rams at Jags. Saints at Rams. There's 2 wins in a row right there easily. The Rams actually have an easy schedule too, so that's really nice. Then we have Rams at 49ers, Seahawks at Rams, Bucks, Rams, Panthers. Another win. That's an easy one. Count it. Lions, Rams. I love seeing the Lions and Rams because this year, the Rams are going to be just straight nasty. Either our draft sucked. They literally should have got Jahad Campbell, pissed me off, just traded out, did nothing. You just literally going into this draft. I mean, it was solid. I'm not going to doubt Les Snead or Sean McVay. But Jahad Campbell, people, We had him. I went the whole night screaming, John Campbell. You know this, Dan.
Did.
And
You
they were
did.
just like, trade. I felt like my gut was punched 100 times by some lower ranked dude. Like, Rams, Seattle, Rams, Falcons, Cardinals, Rams. A lot of birds for the Rams at the end of their schedule.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
go on.
I like the Rams, man. I think they're the best team in their division, man.
I agree.
That
And it's not because I'm a Rams fan, but go on.
that division is so up in the air. Only God knows how those teams are going to play. Those other three teams are going to play.
Yeah.
They're so
going to be healthy.
Yeah, they're so up in the air all the time, and
I agree.
The Rams are just constant.
Yeah. And in Seattle, we still have some question marks there too. You know, quarterbacks, running backs. Although I will say, Kenneth Walker is going to be a monster this year. The running game that they're going to have, Seattle's going to have it. But the problem is he just doesn't stay healthy. So literally, if you're drafting Kenneth Walker in any kind of draft this year, you better get Zach Charbonnet. I'm telling you right now, that's what I did last year. Of course, I had Zach Charbonnet, and that when those people didn't properly handcuff Walker with Charbonnet, I was able to go grab him late in a lot of drafts and have a starting running back. Because it's nice to look at your day after the draft. You look at your roster. Everybody goes, "Oh, my roster's the best. It's the best thing in the world." Bullshit. The season, any fantasy season other than maybe Dynasty, is always won through the waiver wire. Which injuries happen? We saw that last year with the 49ers and the running back carousel. Everybody was going to grab him. Mason. Now Mason isn't there.
Answer
Guerrero.
Answer it.
So, he's good.
Sorry.
He's good. You're good. You're good. I was going on. So when you get all that together, and then you throw in Arizona. Now, Arizona is strong. Arizona looks good. Their offense is definitely going to fly. And that's not no pun to their little team name, the Cardinals. But the defense made the right moves this year, too, to try to help out, to get better. I think, honestly, San Francisco should be the threat. I think the Cardinals are probably the true threat to the Rams of that division. And I think the Rams, right now, a lot of people have the Rams as the 7th ranked NFC team. I've seen a few 5 ranks as well, too. The Rams make the playoffs. And I think that if we can win a couple of those hard games and beat the teams that we need to beat, like the Jags, right, then we're going to be fine. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Puka Nacua going to eat Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter cannot hold Puka. He's way too physical. And that's going to lead to, oh, man, when you guys get to the football, light players up, man.
I don't see any corner really covering Puka Nacua this year.
No. If he plays if he injury free, Puka easily gets over 100 receptions this season. You can mark that shit. Go buy that bet, people. I'm telling you right now. You wait. I've nailed the rookie defensive player of the year 2 years straight, and they weren't even the favorite. Well, Will Anderson Jr. was the favorite, but Jared Verse wasn't. So that's it. All right, everybody. I know that we threw in a little football there. I hope that y'all like that. Everybody get that. That's your football section, right? So we got Dynasty drafts going right now. We got Chris's Dynasty rankings already out. We have the Fantasy Clown in the Dynasty Travel channel at Dr. Roto, Discord, subs only Discord, and of course all of the articles and tools optimizers for DFS at Dr. Roto. Code word Doc. We're the cheapest in the industry. We give you the best bang for your buck. And if you just want to come to the subs only Discord, man, rock it. But right now, I'm about to just drop this DFS lineup right now. Bellotto, Yusuf, Hernandez. Yeah, I'm going Hernandez. I said we got to get crazy, people, right? Why? Because I got Lisboa, I got Moises, and I got Ruzi Boyev. That's mine. Dan, did you make it over there and get your DFS lineup in yet?
I did, but my wife just took my phone. I don't have my phone on me right now.
Oh, well then that's okay. Let's make a live lineup, everybody. That's what we seem to do any week anyway, so why not have fun? All right. You give me 3 fighters you think that are winning, regardless of the price.
All right. I got Gilbert Burns.
Oh, dude, that's the bottom. 6,500. Go on.
I got Yusuf.
Look at, dude, you get 7,900.
And I got Bellotto.
There's 3. You have $8,700 per person left. So you're looking at where's your next player? You going Ruziboyev? You going Duval? You going Pennington? How about Gomes? Morales? No, you're not going Morales.
I'll go Ruziboyev.
Okay, we'll go Ruzi. Now you're down to 86. That's Camilo versus Green, which Gabe Green, lightweight, he's close. We're looking at Camilo. I'm not pushing you. You do what you do, but it's on you. You got Santos. Then you have, of course, Myron Santos. And then, of course, you have Luana Santos, if you're feeling that. And then you got Moises. And that's it. You got... what you doing?
Myron Santos. Take Myron
Going
Santos.
Santos?
Yeah.
All right. Even though you got Yusuf?
Oh, yeah. I forgot they were fighting. The other Santos. The other Santos.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
You want Luana. No,
Yeah.
I'm throwing Santos at you. You got 8,800. So that would give you Costa or Camilio?
Costa.
So everybody get that. Burns, Yusuf, Bellato, Ruziboyev, Luana Santos, and Costa. You got $100 left over. That's it. You got 2 DFS. You got bets all over the place that will win you money. Get to the subs only Discord. I'm not fighting this week, so there will be bets in there. Dan, thank you for coming on. Always being great. Last week, I'm going to give Dan a shout out right now. Thank you for answering all those questions. I am not polished on the past 10 years of UFC, maybe the past 10 weeks of UFC. I'm learning this. I've said that 1,000 times. But like I said, I'm one of the best at football in this industry. I'll put my stats up against anybody. I swear to God.
Oh, man, you're pretty good at what you do, brother. Pretty good at what you do.
I tried, but I got to say thank you, man. That's what makes shows credible, and that's why it's great to do this show with you because, not only are you a great friend of mine and we talk all the time, we have beers together, we give each other beers, we're just weird like that. Hey, who doesn't give each other weird beers, right? But at the same time, the fact that we've been able to take this show in under 3 months, not only make it positive, not only make our units are up across the board. I literally could go back and check all of our units, and I can guarantee we're up over 25 or 30 units since we started. So you just keep at that. People that keep the money line, and you get all the other stuff. That's what we do, and that's a big part of it. Again, this is a team, man, and I thank you 1,000 times over for being on.
Oh, man. As always. Thanks for the opportunity, brother.
All right, everybody. Have a great day, and always remember to bring the pain. I'm going to take you out with a badass song from my dude, Peso Best Ever. He's from Erie. I don't know if this is going to work because last week I had a couple other things, but I will tell you this. We're going to give the sports books nightmares this week. Have a great day.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drrodo.com. And until the next visit, be well and take care.